So hello everyone, welcome to our next session. Today we are going to host the first session of chapter 5, and this webinar is hosted by GWAP. GWAP is the open source community. Let me first of all share my screen. Our today's topic is new to cloud, deploy your React app on Azure. So our guest speaker is Audrey Mengue. She is a software engineer and she is joining from Ghana, from Africa. We are really excited to have you, Audrey, here today. So Audrey is the first lady speaker in our community, and she's also the first speaker who joined from Africa. So we are really excited to have you, Audrey. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. So today agenda is just after brief introduction, we will move to the presentation part, and we will have like quick Q&A session and wrap-up session. So today's session is hosted by me. I'm Elvira Sirajdada. I'm doing my MBA right now at KAIST. So I'm joining from South Korea, from Seoul. But originally I'm from Azerbaijan and my background is finance. So this is the code of conduct for our community. This webinar is for learning, benefiting, and contributing. So this is not for marketing or selling or competing, and we value the equality. Thank you very much for the participants who joined today. So we can move on to the presentation part right now. Audrey, you can, if you don't mind, you can continue right now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Elvira, for having me. Thank you, everyone who is present. Thank you for making the time to do this together. So I think we're going to be here for the next 45 minutes. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. So I will share my screen. So, yeah. So I will sometimes look into that direction because, well, that's where my second screen is. So I'm not distracted. I'm just focused on this. So, yeah. So can you all see my screen? I have a browser on this side.
Yes, sure.
Exactly. So first thing first, this is the application that we are going to deploy. This is just a basic React application, nothing fancy. I didn't want it to be a Hello World React. So I uploaded some few files and yeah, that's it. But the focus of this session is to learn about cloud and how to host it on Azure. So, okay, let me start my presentation. Sorry, right. Right, so this is my presentation. All right, so this is the topic for today, new to cloud, deploy your React application on Azure. So the goal of this is to know why we're using the cloud, why is it needed? The second one is to set up, to deploy, what do we need to actually deploy the application? And then we deploy our application. It's going to be practical. And the learning resources that we could have, we will briefly speak about it and moving on and what is next, or how do you make this better for your own purpose or at your own convenience. So a bit about me. This is a slide that just resumes who I am. So I'm from Gabon, the first flag, and I live in Ghana. I work here, so I'm established here. It's my second home. So I have a bachelor's degree in information technology from Accra Institute of Technology, and I currently work at Turntabl. This is the logo of my company, and I'm a huge fan of Kwame Nkrumah. It's not my dad, I promise. Pan-Africanist is somebody that I really look up to when it comes to Africa, empowerment, power, and yeah, so it just inspires me. And yeah, the last but not the least is polar bears. They are my favorite animals in the whole world. I think there are no other special animals like them. They live in very tough conditions and they are still able to make it. So yeah, they are the best. So what we will learn during this session. So we will learn how to create a free Azure account. We will understand a storage account in Azure, and we will deploy our app on Azure. So these are the three key stuff that we'll be learning, the three key points for this session. So why cloud? Cloud is just, it's really something that's easy to, if you don't have enough infrastructure, you don't even have an infrastructure, and you want your application to be up and running, you just need the cloud. Like, you don't need to set up a full place with all the compute instances, the storages, and everything that's that and tech space can include somewhere. It's all in the cloud. The cloud will give you that ability, and it's easy. It's a pay as you go. It's a pay as you go kind of how would I even put it? So if you kind of infrastructure, so it's you just pay for what you consume. So you don't need to own anything. You just pay for what you consume. If you you can even scale it. So even if you consume less, you can scale it and you pay less. If you consume more and you want to increase it, it's easy to increase. It's just some clicks away. So we also use them for backup, because once it's in the cloud, you can easily back your data up and it's always safe. And yeah, I don't know, I just strongly believe in that. I think it will help the world in terms of energy saving, in terms of accessibility. Yeah, and the data that you have stored there, it's protected because you sign an agreement with them concerning the data, and they will take into consideration the law in the country and also what your company stands for. Yeah. And in the cloud, everything that you have there is accessible from anywhere, everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And it's funny, I'm using Google's slides to talk about Azure Cloud, you know, it's really funny. So yeah, so this is it. This is why we use the cloud. So setting up to deploy. So what do we need? We need an Azure subscription. We need an app, of course, because this is what we're going to deploy. And we need a resource group, which is, how will I say this? A logical container that regroup related resources in the cloud. And then you need to access all this together. So next up, this is it. How do we open? A disclaimer here. This is just a screenshot of the Azure Portal when you don't have any subscription on it. So to do this, you just go to Azure portal.azure.com and you will land here. If you don't, okay, you will have to have a Microsoft account or any account. Yeah, even a Gmail account. You can log into Azure with that. I use my Microsoft account for that. So yeah, so you will, the first time you can start for free. So you get 200 free credits towards Azure products and service and plus 12 months of popular free services, completely free of charges. So the trick is whenever you've created a resource, because if you go for the free trial, I'm assuming it's just for learning purposes. So whenever you create resources, delete them and you will be able to maintain your $200 credits for a long, long, long time. So yeah, that is it. And if you're a student, all they need to do is to verify you and you will have a free access to some softwares. Yeah. So now, deploying the React app. What do we need for that? we need to bundle the application. Then to bundle the application, we run a command npm run build, and then we upload the files and folders, and then we deploy. So enough of that. Let's just stop sharing this screen and log into my portal. So usually this is my Azure portal. So it doesn't look like the one that I shared before because I have a subscription, a free one. I'm proud of that because it allows me to do my work. So yeah. So the first thing that we will need is to create a storage account. So let's create a storage account. It's already there. So you can see how easy and quick it is. So now I don't have any available at the moment. As I told you, I delete them as soon as I'm done with what I have to do so that I can maintain my credit. Okay. So let's create one. Depending on your internet or your machine, it can take longer or it can move even faster. So you will have to fill in some details. The basic ones, we don't need to know about the advanced networking. It's way beyond the scope of this conversation. So now, what do we need? We need a resource, we need a subscription, as the slide said, and we have the Azure One subscription, which is a free subscription, $200 worth credits. And then we need a resource group. So a resource group is just a container, a logical container that holds all your resources in the cloud. Yeah. So we've not set it up before, we could have just browsed through the existing because they have it. No result found, which means that we do not have any. So now let's create it. Any name? I think I'll do it, go up. Go up, yeah, demo. Yeah, I think I'll just create that. Let's see if it is available. Yeah, it's been created. So if it's not available, it will just tell you it's not available. Yes, you can create. So we've created a resource group, and then we need a storage name. We don't have any. We created the storage account already. No, okay. This is actually what we are going to create. And because I tried it, I tried to do the demo myself. So you already have these suggestions here. So I'm just sticking with this suggestion. Yeah. And yeah, the performance, it's recommended. Let's just take the standard one. And then this is not really the redundancy. We don't need to know much about it. They handle it altogether. So let's just review and create. We could have gone to the advanced parts, but it's just out of the scope of this. So let's create the resource group, the account storage. Yeah. So they'll review it. There will be a review and a validation. So we've passed it, and now we can safely create our storage account. So submitting the deployment, it's ongoing. Deployment in progress. So we just wait some few minutes. As I said, depending on your internet and your machine. Yeah, okay, it's great. It's been deployed, so successfully deployed. Now, let's go to the resources. So here we have, as I said earlier, okay, not on this call, Microsoft Azure, on it, you can do so much. So it will really feel overwhelming when you see all these buttons, so many places to go to and so many things to do. And how do I just tick to wherever I want to go to without having to see all this. So just be focused, just know where to go to for what you need to do. And for instance, now I know I need to go to static web pages because that's what we are going to host. Static web pages. So let me just go to static website. Yeah, and we want to enable it. So we will need two files. We need the entry point of our application, which is usually index.html. That's why it's here. And we need an error page. Like if we are not able to reach the page, hopefully we will be able to, we will just land onto this. It's, well, some people skip it, but others just decide to keep it. But yeah, for good practices or best practices, let's keep it. So that now you save. After saving, you will be given an endpoint where you can actually access your website from. So let's just copy that URL and we paste it in our browser. And tada, this is our website is live, but there is nothing in it because, well, we didn't add anything to it. So let's now host our React application here. So this is the page that you usually see when you've not loaded your pages, you will land on this. So now let's go and actually add our, let me just move this down here somewhere. I don't even know how to hide this. So exactly. So now we would want to add the different files that we have now. So we've enabled it. Now all we have to do is to go to this container. The Azure storage container has been created to host your static website. So it's also a container. This is just, by container, I just mean, how will I say this? A space where you can put your storage, where you can actually put all these pages, and and we will be picking the pages to display. Yeah, on these pages that you've uploaded here will be the ones that will be displayed when we upload all of them. So it will no longer be this, it will now be the full applications that I showed earlier. So now let's go. We are here and we want to upload some folders or files. So let's upload the files that we want. Oh, but before we do that, we need to understand. So we want to bundle our files that we have in our React application so that it's easier, it's well arranged, and Microsoft Azure can find it easily and get to the entry point and just publish it. So let's go to our text editor. So I hosted the app already here. Let me just get back. So this is the app that I hosted. Let me just leave it, close it, go back. So after running it, if we want something that is optimized to be hosted, we will have to run this npm run build command to actually, and this npm run build command will create a folder with with all the files that are well bundled and well arranged for us to host it on the Azure. Yeah, and it's good practice. It's better to just run it. Just do what the command line is saying, and you'll be fine. Right. Okay. So let me just terminate this job. We are about to run the command npm run build. So I'm just waiting for my terminal to just come back to where I can do that. Right. So we are in the directory. So let me just npm run build so that we can have our application bundled. So it's going to take a little bit of time, not so much, depending on your machine speed, and yeah, not so much, maybe a minute or 30 seconds. Yeah. So soon enough, we'll see the build folder being created in this directory. It will appear on top of it. Yeah, so there it is. The build folder is appearing with all, I mean, it's still creating and optimizing the application. So we're still waiting, but yeah, the folder has been created already. And the advice I would give is, whenever you make any changes to your application, don't use the old build folder. Just always rebuild it, rerun your okay, the build folder is ready for deployment. This is it. So anytime you make changes to application, just delete this folder and rerun it again, like run the command and then just paste it. So this is it. We have our folder ready and we are just about to upload it. And so these are all the things that will come with the folder. And these are all the files that we are going to upload into our Azure so that we can publish our site. And this is the entry point that we talked about, the index.html. We can see it here. So, and in that folder, we have CSS and JavaScript. Yeah, so all this has been well managed and bundled for us to be able to use it. So let's go ahead and upload these files. Right. So back to the to Azure. Now let's do some uploads. So on this interface, you do the upload here in this container because that's where all the files are stored and will be published later. So let's first upload some of them. And the funny thing is we can't upload folders straight from here. And we've just seen that we have folders over there, but we can upload them straight from there. But we'll be able to upload them with some little tricks. So let me just go back to the main directory. Yeah, and we are in our build folder. Let's just copy some of this, not all of it, because these are files. Yeah, so let me just open it. So we have all of them here. We don't need the advanced. All we want to do is to upload the files. That's it. So all our files are here and we just upload them. It will just take some few seconds and all our files are uploaded and they are listed here. Now, as I said earlier, there is nowhere to upload a folder. So we are kind of a little bit, we need to find our way to upload the folders because they also contain what we want to display. So to do that, let's just go back to the all storage account. And now let's go to storage browser. So that's where we have all the storage that are available under this, how will I even say, the resource group. So we have blobs containers. They are just different types of storage. And the one that we have are blob containers. So they are stored there, our files. So now we open and we will see, tada, our web container is here. So now let's open it. And we can see all our files. Now, it's only here that we have the possibility to add a new folder or a new directory. So let's create one. So we see the path, blobs, containers, web, then we add the folder. Let's just call it, I just like to call it the same way as here, static, so that we get the exact route. So static, our static folder created, and from this static folder, we can add a directory, which is going to be the next folder that we have in the static, CSS. Let's just go ahead with CSS. Let's name this CSS. Now we can see that we have a directory called CSS, and we want to upload the CSS files that we have in the CSS folder. Yeah, so here you have the possibility to drag and drop, or we browse for files. So I would like to browse for files so I don't make any mistakes. So let me just open my static, and copy all these files and open them. Right, we have 2 files selected. Yeah, and then we just upload them. And they've been successfully uploaded. Right, so now that we've uploaded this, we can go back to our static page directory. And now we create the next directory, which was JS, JavaScript. And in the JavaScript directory, we will upload the JavaScript files that we actually have in our build folder. So let's also browse for them. So we go back to the static folder, we open it here, and we select all of them. And then we open them. So seven files selected, and here they are. So now we upload them. And that's it. That's it. We are basically done with everything that we needed to upload, and our site should be live by now. So let's just go back and refresh. And that's it. And it's hosted on Azure. So I'm going to share this link with you so you can access it. Let's see. Let me just go to the messages. It's hard when you're in the presenter mode, kind of. Then you don't know where things are. You are lost.
That's all right. Here, doing great.
Thank you. So yeah, I still can't find the messages. I still can't. So to view our site, we just have to go to this URL.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I would have really loved to actually share this. Presenter mode. Okay, there it is. I was hiding it. So let's just see. So by default, it's accessible by everyone. So I don't know, Elvira, if you can click on this and
yes.
be able to.
Yes, I clicked and I see.
Oh,
yeah,
you see the website. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So
great.
That's it. It's as easy as this. And we don't need to set up servers. We don't need to set up a lot of stuff, because if we were to serve it, we would have to actually, just like the terminal said. So the build folder is ready for to be deployed, and you may serve it with a static server. So we don't need it there. We can serve it already. Like when we put all our folders, files, we upload them, we can access our sites. So there are a couple of things that we could also do, but I just wanted to focus more on the Azure platform and how you could actually just go ahead and upload and then publish your site. So this is it. You could customize your domain. You don't have it. You don't need to have it like this. You can just have it little, but I want it to be a takeaway. So you can think about how to do this. The subscription is totally free, so you can play around with it. And yeah, so let me continue with my presentation. The demo was successful. I don't know. I feel very proud because it's not easy to do live demos, actually. So we've done this. And now, thank you for the presentation. Thank you for having me around, and thank you for watching my demo. And it worked. I'm proud. I'm happy.
Thank you, Audrey. Thank you for we are really proud having you today in our session. So it was this information, all that you share is really valuable. And I am like the one with less tech knowledge, but it was so interesting for me that later I will definitely start this my subscription, free subscription. I will try, and I will watch this video again. So I will try to do myself. And I think after that, if I have any question, I will I will have questions. I will definitely contact to you. So
you could well, a React application is quite advanced. You could just start with any little application that you have, any of them. So it could be basic HTML, CSS, anything. It doesn't have to be a React application. So even yesterday, I was thinking about the title. I was just like, I shouldn't have restricted to React only, because that's quite advanced already. But we need to know that it's important to build your application so it's well bundled and we can actually access it. And your site is accessible in like one click. Yeah, so that's really easy, quick, fast, and we should all go for cloud.
You should in a such way that it seems like it's easy, but personally, I'm not sure. I need to try it.
You need to try it. And I know how do you call it? The Azure home may be overwhelming. You have so much, like you can do just so much here. So much, but it's a really cool platform. The icon, I like the way it's presented. You can browse through, there is enough space so you can see everything and you can just know where to go to for whatever you want. But it's really important to know the concept of resource group. It's really an important concept to learn. And you always see all your resources created here. If you see all of them, you can click, we see all that we've created. So we created a storage account, and then we've under its resource group. And if you really want to save your credits so that you can be running and just playing around with it all the time, always go back and delete your subscriptions. So let's just say I want to delete all this that I've created. So let's delete our account storage accounts. So we don't use the space, like we don't have anything there, and our subscription can remain 200 US dollars worth. So we will delete the resource. So you have to confirm by pressing yes. And then you delete it. So executed delete command on one. That's what I just did. So now it should be, when you refresh the page, usually it's slow, but it could also be fast. We never really know. So it's still here, but it will vanish when the time comes. And I still have 200 credit remaining. Amazing. I just created resources. I hosted my web application, and at no cost. I mean, it didn't even take that much, like nothing. I still have my $200. So now we want to delete the resource group. So you click on it and you have this panel here. You can delete it. You can edit columns. You can refresh, open queries. You can do just so much. So let's delete the resource group and you will type the resource group name here. So I'll just copy it so that I don't make any mistakes and paste it here and delete. So basically when we delete this, everything under it is going to be deleted because it regroups everything. It contains everything. So we will delete it. And yeah, I really encourage you to play around with Azure, free, $200. And now you know the trick. As soon as you create, delete when you are done. So it's not just here and eating up your memory or eating up resources while you are not aware. Because when you create an Azure account, you will need to, how would I say this? Enter your credit card details. So it's really important that you are always mindful that I've created resources. Let me just go and delete them because it will start charging you for what you use. Yeah, it's a service. So they also need to make money. So, and you are well aware, you should be aware to delete it. So yeah, let me just, yeah, that's it. So the resource group will vanish soon enough. So yeah, so I was saying that you can go to, oh, Emmanuel. So I was saying that you could go to portal.azure.com in order to actually see this, to have access to the resources. So let me just log out of this. Let me just sign out. Yeah. So now we want to, okay, so let's just say I want to just go to a whole new window and start it. So portal.azure.home. I hope it will not take me to my, all right. So you can use another account. I'll just go with this. So you will have to sign in. Yeah, but usually, let me just go to show you how you could register. Just Azure login. Yeah. Okay, so this is where you actually, this is the portal where we were when you already have everything set up. You have your email address, you have everything set up. You just go there and just log you in. So now, when you do not have an account, you can go to the portal here. Microsoft.com. It will still log you back here. So me, I already have an account, so everything is cached and the flow is really fast. So yeah, but you could go, you need your email address and then you enter some few details, your name, your address, and then yeah, and then where they have to bill you, you enter your credit card and that's it. That's it.
Yep.
Thank you. This is the end of my presentation. Yes. Sorry for switching from screen to screen. So you can just follow me here on LinkedIn and on Twitter under this. This is my handle. This is my Twitter handle. And on LinkedIn, this is my name. You can search for this name. And that's it. I'm really bad with slides. Like I'm really bad. It's that bad. I think this template is to arrange weddings, I guess, but I just liked it, so I decided
No,
to
that
use
was
it.
great, Audrey. Don't say it. It was great. Really, thank you very much for accepting our invitation. I know that it's early morning in the Ghana, but you did well. So this presentation is valuable for the people who are new to the cloud. So I'm sure that they will watch the online session also. I will post it to our YouTube channel, so people will benefit a lot. Thank you, Audrey. I will definitely contact you after that, after subscribing myself to Microsoft Azure. So it was a great experience for me as well. From the community, I also want to from the community side. I also want to thank you from all the people to you for today's presentation. So we can finish right now. I will stop the recording right now. Try to find where to stop because it's my first time that
I told you, let me stop sharing. Maybe that would be better.
Yeah. Yes.
I told you, you can get lost.
Yes. So, okay. I think we can finalize. So again, thank you, Audrey, for this webinar. So hope to see you again.
Thank you for your again.
Thank
you. So, and this time around, we'll do something heavier. Yeah. We'll go into the networking, how to maybe make your site accessible to just a group of people who are in your organizations, not to everybody, because this is to everybody. Maybe you don't want that. You just developed an application, an internal one, and you just want the people in the organization to access it. So yeah, there's a lot to learn and it's exciting. Thank you, Elvira.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Håkan, thank you for passing by. You are not muted.
Okay. No. Yeah, it was a great session, Audrey. By the way,